Papa Sammy here. Today, I have been getting swamped from my subscribers. By the way, thank y'all. I'm headed to 61,000 subscribers. It's growing fast. Anyway, having trouble keeping up talking to everybody. Here we are. All right. Now the plants are going in the ground. The next thing is going to happen is the bugs, the insects, the mold, whatever is going to go after them. So today's video is on organic pest control. I don't want Roundup. I don't want harsh chemicals in my dead gum garden. I have to eat that stuff, whether I want it or not. Mama cooks it. Anyway, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do in this video is show you what it looked like outside this morning at 6, or around 6:15, 6:30. 6:30 in the morning. This is what you wake up to. I hope the worst is over with. It was bad, really bad. Anyway, now, insecticide and pesticide comes from the Latin word plague and kill. So that's what it comes from, is to kill insects. Now, you get on down here, you take the first one I'm going to start with is number one. Believe it or not, old common Arm and Hammer baking soda. Not baking powder. Two different animals. Baking soda. This stuff is organic. It's dug out of the ground as is and shipped to you. So there's no chemicals in there. It's natural. So we got that out of the way. Now, all right, when you mix this stuff in your spray bottles or gallon jugs or whatever, it'll kill mites, it'll kill white flies, it'll kill soil fungus, plant fungus, and powdered mildew. Now, this, along with this hydrogen peroxide and just a touch of that vinegar, will take care of the spots on rose bushes, black spots. It'll take care of it. It'll get it back under control quick. Now, to make this stuff, here I better insert this. I know my plants. I know my garden. I know my soil. I do not know what conditions you're growing under, how, when, where, or anything. This is basic. You have to know your plants and apply as needed. All right. On your baking soda, you take a quart of water. By the way, that's Busy Bee honey. That belongs to me also. That's one I sold, and the lady brought the jug back for me. Anyway, quart of water. 1 teaspoon baking soda. I don't have my olive oil here, but 1 teaspoon of oil. 1/2 a teaspoon of Dawn soap liquid. Any liquid soap. It don't matter as long as it's liquid. Laundry detergent, it don't matter. All right. Basically, all the soap does is keep your oil and water from mixing. Keeps it, from separating. Keeps it mixed. Okay. When you get all that together, you shake it up real good, put it in your spray bottle, and you spray. Now, another trick is this. You got plants growing right close together. This plant's got a problem. You spray it. Fungus and bugs have a habit of jumping. You better spray all the way around it. Anything, you can spray the whole garden. It won't hurt a thing. In fact, you might be happy if you do. This basically by itself is a stand-alone pesticide. The formula I just gave you is weak. It really is weak. But I always start weak and work up. Watch the plant. Hit it one time, weak. Watch it. How bad was it before you started? Before you got to it and tried to control it, whatever's wrong with it. You could triple this. It won't hurt a thing. When the plant is in bad shape, it won't hurt a thing. Because let's put it like this. The pest is going to kill the plant, or you're going to kill it. Or you're going to cure it and get rid of them. It's your choice. Anyway, now your next step, when you mix this stuff, shake it good. Get it mixed up. I got my nose people, and it's a little confusing. I'm not really an organizer. Okay. Now the next thing, borax. I'm going to tell y'all something. Back when I was a kid, I haven't checked into it lately, but I still remember it. Borax, nicotine, and caffeine was what people used to control pests. Borax has been said to be one of the best, if not the best, all-around pest killer in the world. It will kill roaches, you name it. It kills ants, roaches, termites, bees, wasps, algae, powder-post beetles, microorganisms, wood rot. It's regarded as one of the most efficient killers there is. And here's the good part. It's natural. They dig it out of the ground. It's about as deadly to a human being or a pet as table salt. I personally would not take this internally, this particular one. Some people do. Hey, I'm not going there. All right. Now this stuff here. When we first moved to Louisiana from Mississippi, we live rural. No glass, no screens on the window, no interior of sheetrock. You could see the outside wall standing in the house. We didn't have roaches. We had mosquitoes and flies. We didn't have roaches. Mama would take a banana and slice it real thin, sprinkle a little brown sugar or honey, and put borax on it. Borax is extremely bitter. Stick your finger in it and taste it. It is extremely bitter. Those roaches would go straight to that banana and borax and eat it, take it back to a little wherever they lay their eggs at, and feed the young. It don't take long, baby. A week or 10 days, it's over with. Yellow jackets, 50-50, sugar, borax, and put it where you got a bunch of yellow jackets close to a nest. In a very short time, 3 or 4 days, there's no more yellow jackets. They all dead. This stuff will do the job. Now, having said that, it is one of the most critical chemicals you can use in your garden. When things get rough, call on that. Now, okay. Now, there's a bunch of natural pesticides, people. This is just a touch of the boat here. You can take here's a good natural pesticide. Take garlic. You can take fresh garlic, crush it, or powdered garlic. It's almost empty. And I use a little onion powder just to push it. All right. Quart jug, 2 teaspoons garlic powder. Excuse me. And 2 teaspoons of that. A touch of baking soda, about a half a teaspoon. Boil it to get the flavor out of that garlic powder. Pour it in your spray gun and spray anything in that garden you want to spray. And garlic is a pretty good pesticide. It keeps the pest away. Now, if you got caterpillars and worms on your plants, okay, then you mix like we just did, garlic, that, but a little onion. You don't need the onion. Just say garlic and that. Cayenne pepper. Put that in there. Boil this. Boil it. Get the flavor out of the powdered garlic. Mix it just like you was told. 1 quart. Boil it. Pour it in your quart. Take this hydrogen peroxide and pour a little bit. Not much. Hydrogen peroxide kills fungus. It also puts oxygen around your roots when you pour it around your plant. Dilute it. All right? This will help cure root rot. When you overwater and your plant gets sick, this will help cure it. You just mix it and pour it around and let it get the oxygen down to the roots. Now, then you spray everything in sight. This will kill caterpillars, and it will absolutely drive them away. Now, oh yeah, 2 things. Label your bottles. That bottle's dirty, but it's been in your garden. It's plain water. So I guarantee you, next week you'll come back and say, now what was that? Should I use it? Put a piece of Scotch tape with a label. That way you can tear it off. When you use it for something else, put a new label on it. And you know what you're putting in your garden. Okay. Now, the time to do your spraying. Basically, use your spray early in the afternoon, overcast. If you spray it during the heat of the day, a lot of times after you spray, you're going to see right around the edge of the leaf, right around the edge, you're going to see a little brown spot, a little thin brown spot. That's telling you you sprayed too early. The sun got to it. So, I mean, that's just a way to look at it. Now, okay. Like I said before, if you spray this plant, you better spray around. I tell you what, it's a good overall practice, especially when the insects are really getting bad, that time of the year. Is mix you up a couple of gallons of this stuff in your sprayer. Spray the whole doggone garden. Tomatoes, potatoes, it don't matter, spray it. It's not going to hurt it. I mean, it's organic, it's not going to hurt it. I wouldn't spray it on my flowers because the honeybees won't go to it. But after that honeybees has got to that plant, spray around, try to leave your blossoms open for the honeybees if possible. It helps. And you can do that every 3 or 4 days. I wouldn't, basically, after it dries on the leaf, you can usually spray it again. But I'd wait every 3 or 4 days unless there's a heavy infestation. Then you get serious. Now, a lot of people play. And believe me, there's a science to it. The thing is, if you got to plant a particular type of plant, this is general. This will basically go anywhere. But you might want to fine tune it. Now they got essential oils. You got lavender, rosemary, peppermint. I don't usually use the oils. I don't. I take peppermint plant and boil it. I'll take onion skins and boil it. That's for scents, different scents. Now I have cinnamon. I don't have it here. I have a place over there I call my garden medicine kit. I have cinnamon. I have nutmeg. You name it, it's over there. And I play with it sometimes. A little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. See how it works. If it works, fine. If not. Now, we're getting down to one of the most asked questions I get. How do I plant my potatoes? Okay. I'm talking strictly transplant your potatoes, okay? You take your potatoes out of the pot, your tomatoes out of the pot. Put it in a container of water with a tablespoon of sugar, dissolved sugar in the water. Let it sit for an hour or so. Then you go out there and you plant it. People, you take a tomato plant this tall, and they got roots, and you plant it and leave this much out. Don't do that. Plant that tomato plant down the hill with this much sticking out, this much roots. That everywhere's on that root will grow roots. On that stem will grow roots. The more roots, the bigger and stronger your tomato. A lot of people don't know that, but that's a fact. That's one of the few things you vary. Now, and you spray it weekly. If you plague with pests, spray it, and mold, spray it weekly. Won't hurt a thing. In the long run, you'll love it. Now, the next thing, tomatoes are like potatoes. They are extremely heavy eaters. Now, you're going to need, like your Epsom salt, magnesium. That's for tomatoes. I have my worm bin, my vermiculture. Now, my potatoes, 2 or 3 times I watch them. As they come out, as the stems grow out of the ground, I root up, dirt up to them. As they grow, I bring the dirt again. It just produces more potatoes. But I fertilize with my worm poop. That's how I keep those plants growing. Now we're going to get down to the vinegar. People, blueberries lack acidity. You can take that white vinegar right there, or you can buy anything. You can buy what's it called? Forgot the name. But you can buy chemicals from the nursery for a fortune. Sprinkle around your blueberries, and they'll bloom like crazy. Only gonna cost $15, $20. You can buy 2 of these at Sam's for about $6. A half a cup of that vinegar and a gallon of water around each blueberry bush, and watch it. You won't believe how that bush will produce. I have a freezer full of blueberries from last year, and we eat them regular. I mean, it just goes like crazy. But here again, people, activated charcoal. You never know what you're going. If you got a plant that's struggling, study that specific plant. What does it need as far as nutrients? What does it need? How do I get rid of the pest that's common to this plant? It's like going to school. Or you can do like some people. Go out there and stick it in the ground. If it grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't. That's a hit and miss. And some people get lucky and it works. But if you want to reap your benefits, and you want a little 10 by 10 plot, produce enough food to scare you, people, this is all organic and it's very inexpensive. Just 8 pounds of salt. I don't guess how old it is. I don't know what this weighs. But anyway, it's heavy. And I've had it for 3 or 4 years. I know it's open. That's why you got a plastic bag over it, to try and keep the moisture, too much moisture from going in. Buy this at Walmart for a couple of dollars. Hydrogen peroxide. It's nothing. Even ammonia has a place in the garden. And if you don't have cayenne pepper, you can go to any fruit stand and buy 12, 15 hot peppers. Go home and chop it up and boil them. Boil them real good. Strain them out, get the seeds and the pulp out, put it in your sprayer. There it is, people. You can spray, if the squirrels is getting to your bird seed, make a solution out of this pepper. Spray your seeds with it, and the squirrels will leave. It won't hurt the birds. They'll eat the devil out of it. It won't bother them at all. But those squirrels will definitely leave. Okay. Like and subscribe. Papa Sammy. Well, I know it turns off.